Hello, YouTube. Holiness and godliness. Are we holy? Are we godly? Are, do we walk in such a way that people would say that that is a godly person? Do we walk in such a way that is consecrated and set apart and that is different and that is peculiar and that is not of the world? They say that the world is perverse. The translation of those who are worldly, the the translation of worldly means on some level perverse. So are we upright or are we perverse? Just let me change things. My next door. Is this okay if I just sit? It's late here, but is the way that we're walking holy or is it worldly? Because obviously the opposite of holy is worldly. I mean, some people would say that drinking alcohol, like if we study the saints, some of the most famous saints, God would forbid them to drink alcohol. And on another point, when we're talking about drinking alcohol and different things, we're really talking about convictions. So your convictions might not be the next person's convictions. And how long have you been walking with the Lord, and where have you started and where are you now but that's not what we're really saying. We're talking about what does a holy man look like. A holy man walks in their calling. So number one thing is that your mandate, that you've been mandated for, is your top priority in your life. There's nothing that matters more than your mandate and seeing your mandate fulfilled from day to day to week. So do we have our ticket to ride? They were saying if you were rapture ready, you would be fulfilling or would have fulfilled your mandate. And I think there's side mandates which like could be, you know, evangelism or different things, but you'll have a main mandate, which is your thing. You know what I mean? And are you walking in that? That is probably number one. And number two is you have a holy fear of God, and you sin is and you live a repented lifestyle. So there's no such thing as, there may be some people who can walk sinless for a certain amount of time, but I mean we're all gonna make mistakes, and it's the reason why Jesus sacrificed himself. So, and the reason for grace. But yeah, so do we have a holy fear, and do we run from sin, or do we tolerate sin, or do we entertain secret sin, do we anything like this? So are we as our walk holy? Of course everybody thinks, as soon as they think holy, they think sin. Do I walk in such a way? But do I even talk in such a way? Do I, other things that I speak of and think of, are they am I is my mind considered a holy place? Is this temple a holy temple? Is it set apart? Is it consecrated? And the word that nobody likes talking about, unless you do it a lot, which is fasting. Are we fasting? Are we fasting every week? Are we fasting, even intermittent fasting? Consult your doctor before fasting, but are we fasting? Are we praying? Do we have a prayer life? Are we reading our word? Like, it sounds like such a thing, like, I read the Bible, you know what I mean? But there is such a, sometimes maybe you need to pray that God sets you on fire, or sets you, or helps you to understand why reading is so important. But we can slip, and that's why it's good to have a particular time each day. Every day you might read the Bible in the morning, you might read it at night, but you should you should read so much, but whatever's good, as long as you're being fed, because it's the word of God. It is the bread of life. It's the living word. But I guess that's enough speaking. But if you're doing those things, you know, you would be considered holy, I would imagine. And is your relationship with Jesus Christ true, real, and easily seen by other people? May God bless you, may He keep you, may He be gracious to you and give you peace.